Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight, that's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is game time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Mortgage Group. I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari. And any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
We welcome you to Championship Saturday in Lexington, Kentucky from the Clive M. Beck Center on the campus of Transylvania University. A champion will be crowned tonight in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for women's basketball. Can the dominance continue for the Pioneers of Transylvania and capture their fourth consecutive conference championship, or can the Ravens of Anderson University play spoiler and continue their Cinderella run, winning their first conference championship since 2001-2002 season? Find out here shortly. You're watching the HCAC Women's Basketball Championship on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 logistical solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Back for night number 2, Sean Kroll is here alongside myself, Jarrett Lewis. It's a pleasure to be here on the campus of Transylvania University. 2 terrific semifinal games yesterday, with the Pioneers able to take care of business against Rose Holman for the 3rd time this season. They won 72-50. and an exciting nightcap with Anderson topping Bluffton 68-63. It sets up a very interesting matchup. A 1 seed versus the 6 seed. Will the Pioneers continue the dominance, or can we see Anderson win this conference championship for the first time in 20 years?
You know, it's really interesting, and one of the things we do is we look back to the regular season. You look back at the 2 meetings Transylvania had against Anderson. They won by 32 and they won by 30. However, same thing happened last night. Bluffton had beaten Anderson by at least 24 points in the 2 previous meetings, and Anderson somehow put together a 22-10 fourth quarter to beat Bluffton, the number 2 seed, and get to tonight. Like we've said in the previous 2 games, we're going to say it again tonight. When it comes to tournament time, anything can happen.
It was the fourth quarter that really put Anderson into this championship game here tonight. They trailed entering that fourth quarter 53-46. They were outscored in every other quarter by Bluffton except for that fourth quarter, and you mentioned it, outscoring them 22-10 in that quarter. A lot of that was thanks to Lexi Dillinger, who had yet again another terrific outing in that one last night, coming away with 23 points to set the pace for Anderson, and then a double-double off the bench from the Defensive Player of the Year in Peyton Moore. She finished with 20 points and 15 rebounds. Those two were a dynamic tandem to cap off that win for Anderson.
They weren't sure if Peyton Moore was even going to play last night, and we saw after the game when we were talking with various people out on the court, she came out in a boot. But to be questionable for the game and then put up that 20-15, that was outstanding for her. Dillinger somehow got 23 in spite of going 1 of 7 from 3-point range. That was kind of her game, was driving to the bucket, got her a lot of points. What really impressed me, Jarrett, was the fact that Anderson, despite the distinct size disadvantage, out-rebounded Bluffton 40-37 and scored 28 points in the paint, led mostly by Peyton Moore.
And they were able to overcome a terrific outing from Bluffton's star senior and Brianna Gillig, who had 33 points. She as well had a double-double just like Moore, 33 and 12 rebounds. She was really the only one to get something going in every single quarter, and yet still the Ravens were able to use a tremendous fourth quarter from Dillinger and Moore to kind of leave that Gillig performance in the rearview mirror, and now they focus on a much more team-oriented offense that Transylvania presents.
And when we watched, Transylvania yesterday, they hit 12 threes versus Rose-Hulman. And one of the reasons Anderson was able to advance to tonight, they held Bluffton 5 of 23 from 3-point range. They'll need another performance like that to have a shot against this high-powered 3-point shooting team, especially Madison Kellyan, who had 28 points last night and 6 3-pointers.
The 3-pointers were raining in for Kellyan, and that is going to be something that Anderson will have to look out for with this Transylvania offense. Last night, the Pioneers shot the ball tremendously from beyond the arc, 13 of 30, and we noticed something with Lakin Ball is a tremendous offensive scorer as well, and she had an off night. She went 0 for 6 from beyond the three-point line. So if you take those 6 shots off, we expect a much better performance from Ball, a second-teamer this year in the HCAC. If you take away those threes, they're shooting it well over 60% from downtown.
Yeah, they had 8 of those 8 3-pointers in the first half, and looking at some of the even more deep down stats that you can look at. Last night, Transy was plus 32 with Madison Kellyan in the floor.
And they were able to out-rebound Rose-Hulman as well, 37-28. They got off to tremendous starts in each opening quarter, meaning the first quarter they outscored Rose-Hulman 22-11, and then in the third quarter it was 20-10. So there's a 10 and an 11-point difference. They're able to get off to hot starts. That's another thing, too, is for Anderson, obviously, you want to know where Kellyan is anywhere on the floor and prevent her from getting off easy three-point looks, but also prevent a fast, hot start for Transylvania at all costs.
Yeah, it all comes down to rebounding. We talked about that. They did a great job against Bluffton. Transylvania last night, they had 22 points in the paint, 16 second-chance points, and 17 points off of turnovers. That's 33 points right there that Anderson needs to be able to avoid at all costs to have a chance to win in this basketball game.
Definitely leading the conference in categories just like that one are the Pioneers of Transylvania. We'll take our first break. You're watching the HCAC Women's Basketball Championship game on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Bringing home the Batman calzone from Little Caesars might make you feel like Batman. But could you really be the Batman?
A little help here!
Never mind. But at least the new Batman calzone with a calzone crust will make you feel like you're a superhero. The Batman, in theaters March 4th.
Pizza, pizza.
Welcome back to Transylvania University, getting closer to seeing the top two scorers in the Heartland Conference go at it, and one of them being the Player of the Year in the HCAC. That's Lexi Dillinger of Anderson University, averages 22.5 points this season, coming off a tremendous game last night over Bluffton that went right down to the wire. And now you have the Goliath instance of Transylvania standing in your way. You're trying to take them down. This is a high-scoring offense at Transylvania. They're first in the conference at 76 points a game. And if you're Anderson, you're close behind, but you give up a lot to your opponents. You give up 69 while also scoring 69 each game. It's going to be a tough task, and we mentioned it before the break, how preventing a fast start and just keeping yourself within striking distance will be key here tonight for the Ravens.
It will be. Their defensive effort's going to have to be tremendous, because anytime Transy gets a rebound, the first thing they do is they turn and they go. You know, Anderson does the same thing, but I think, you know, again, a size advantage, which we discussed last night against Bluffton, may play to Bluffton's advantage. And there was a couple times it came into play, but I think more so with the athletic guards that Transy has. However, I think, you know, a lot of people are going to say, well, maybe Transy's going to overlook Anderson. I think a little birdie told us last night that Transy's not actually overjoyed that a undefeated conference season did not garner them a Player of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year, and they kind of took that personally, kind of like the Michael Jordan meme on social media, and they're out to show a thing or two tonight. They are not overlooking this Anderson squad.
And so the other top scorer that we mentioned that was not Player of the Year is Madison Killian, who 28 points last night, drained 6 3-pointers, did not score at all in the fourth quarter also. So if you take that into consideration, a much closer game, we could see close to 40 points perhaps for Killian, their star junior guard, who will have the basketball in her hands, no doubt, every single possession. And so maybe some blood in the water. Undefeated season on the line. It's hard to believe all these accolades for Transylvania. How about that? A perfect season. You're 23-0 overall. There's only one of two teams in all of women's Division III basketball that are undefeated right now, and that's a reason to have Transylvania ranked 4th in D3Hoops.com and 2nd according to the WBCA. And also, speaking of accolades, it continues. That's why Julie Folks was Coach of the Year in the HCAC, her 8th season coaching the Pioneers.
She's done a tremendous job since she's come to Lexington to coach the Pioneers. They're looking for their 3rd straight invitation to the women's basketball tournament. I believe there was not one last year, if I'm correct, but I'm trying to count real quickly here on the banner. They've had 8 since 2000. This would be their 9th since 2000 and 11th since 1997. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good resume you got going right there. And this team is going to be a tough out no matter where they go to.
Transylvania has won the last 3 tournament championships. They also were victorious in 2014 and 2009. We mentioned it's been such a long time for Anderson, 20 years to be exact, the 2001 and 2002 season, and they have a first-year head coach to try and accomplish that feat here tonight in Coach John Ginn. We saw him wearing a more casual look. We liked the black and orange Prestos, but we're not seeing that tonight. He's got the sharp gray suit on. He looks even better, though, tonight.
For those that are unaware, Prestos are Nike sneakers, as Jarrett and I both are into sneakers. No, he's got the big game outfit on tonight because it is a big game. But you look down on the sideline, man, they look so relaxed. They're playing with house money, especially even after beating Hanover. And they come here, and they're playing the number 2 seed in the tournament, Bluffton. House money, nothing to lose. They come out in the fourth quarter, and they take over. It's the same thing tonight. Like, does anybody expect them to win? If you asked around how many people would think they actually had a legitimate chance to win, it doesn't matter because the girls in black and orange think they do, and they're going to go for it.
There's a decent turnout also from the Anderson University fans who are sitting right below us. On the opposite side of the gymnasium, we have the Transylvania faithful. You can see the same thing on the side of Transylvania. We mentioned how, they're not necessarily pleased quite yet with having this undefeated record and not yet capturing the conference championship. We saw it in the press conference last night with Coach Folks and a few of her players sitting there taking questions that they enjoy playing together and they play well together. Obviously, they're such a calm, cool, and collected group. You get the sense that, we've done this before, we're used to it, but at the same time, we're not going to be quite satisfied yet.
No, not one iota. And the fact that they only have one senior on the squad that starts, and that's Gracie Shope, is just an unbelievable factoid there that they really are going to bring everybody back next year, too, from an undefeated season. That's pretty darn impressive.
A lot of young players, freshmen and sophomores on this roster for Transylvania, so high hopes are still there for the seasons to come after this. Who knows how long this conference championship streak can go on. They're looking for number 4 tonight, and they're going to continue wearing those all-gray uniforms, while Anderson, they were able to win last night wearing the all-black. Both teams are lining up, getting ready for the national anthem. So we will take one more break before we have a tip-off in our championship game gets underway here from Transylvania University. You're watching the Women's Basketball Championship of the HCAC on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
As orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
There she was, Paula Pulowski, always in purple. Every day I tried to get her attention.
Hey, do you want to sit together at lunch? Because I thought since our lockers were so close. Oh, okay. Tomorrow works too.
And every day.
Okay. Okie dokie.
So I did the only thing left to do.
Oh, I like your purple braces.
Thank you, White Greer and Maggard Orthodontics.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS JOBS to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
It's time to meet the starters in tonight's championship game of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. There's the player of the year introduced first, wearing number 0 for Anderson. That's Lexi Dillinger. And then we will now head to the other side and meet their player of the year from Transylvania, Madison Kellyan. 2 of the best guards in the entire conference. Next up from Anderson, Cassie Pallett, who is usually bringing the ball across the floor more times than not. Introduced next for Transylvania is Grace Shope, one of the few seniors on the Transylvania roster. And Jade Shipley wears number 5, a junior guard, had a tremendous game in the quarterfinals where she scored 36 points. Last night, not as much, but when you have a teammate like Dillinger doing a lot of the work, 6 points will be just all right. Also being introduced from Anderson, McKinley Taylor. We saw Kennedy Stacy on the side of Transylvania. 2 high motor, high energy girls. And then the 4th introducer from Transylvania is Lakin Ball, a junior. And lastly, from Anderson, Allison Schaefer will play the center position. She wears number 34. And honorable mention in the HCAC is Deja Thornton, who will also play down low for the Pioneers. There's your starting 5 for each side. So it's now time to get this thing rolling.
Well, I tell you what, and one of the things that took place last night was, when we mentioned it in the pregame show, Lakin Ball struggled from three-point range last night. Most of those were in the first quarter and early in the second quarter. If she can get off to a hot start, man, oh man, watch out. Kellyan looked really good at warm-up. The young lady can shoot from she was hitting from the logo. It was ridiculous, but don't count out this pesky Ravens squad. Even they may be small in stature, but they are giant in heart, if you will. Was that cliche enough?
I liked it.
Okay,
yeah, that'll work for now. Let's go. Play some basketball. So the tip is controlled by Transylvania. Thornton gets it back, and the Pioneers will begin things going from left to right. We are underway in our women's championship game.
They got Shipley on Kellyan. That's an interesting matchup.
Nice pass into the corner. First shot is up, and maybe a home court bounce that goes in for Grace Shope.
Token pressure from Transy, too.
Nice crossover by Shipley going right at Ball, who was straight up. Good defense.
That was a great play by her not to move her arms. That prevented the foul from being called.
Stacy will now feed it to Ball. Kellyan looking to score for the first time, going at Taylor, rejected by McKinley, and they say last touched by the Pioneers.
I am all in for Kellyan versus Shipley on this end. That's going to be fantastic. Shipley's going to take that personally and try and shut her down.
Stacy and Kellyan will now work the top of this slight pressure, but Anderson's able to break it. Dillinger has it near side here at Don Lane Court.
You can tell both squads keying on main scores. Dillinger down here and Kellyan on the other end.
Shot clock winds down. It's at 3 seconds. Dillinger looking to get a shot off. She's in trouble and unable to do so. Great defense. They bring the double team over to Dillinger, just nowhere to go with it.
You'll see the open shot here. Nice ball movement to Shope in the corner, and bang. But love the double team there coming up on Dillinger, not letting her get a shot off.
It's a quick turnaround. You play the game last night, and then you probably know a lot about your opponent and some of the players. As there's a three knocked down by Kennedy Stacy. But the coaches also need to come right back the next day and create a scouting report to do things just like this.
And that pressure is going to really wear and tear on the guards of Anderson.
Kellyan gives a bump to Pallett. And that'll slow things down for a moment as scoring about 5 points in what felt like 5 seconds was Transylvania.
One of the things about these guards for Anderson, they're absolute bulldogs with, you know, we can't forget also Pallett as well. She is fantastic.
Here is Pallett. She'll drive baseline. Taylor made 3 threes last night. She has the basketball. Dribbles to the free throw line. Opts not to shoot. Finds a wide open Pallett in the corner. And the three-pointer won't fall.
McKinley Taylor had 12 points last night, 3 of which were three-point shots. Surprised she didn't rise and fire on that one as we see Peyton Moore at the scores table.
Yeah, Coach Jin is not going to wait much longer to get his Defensive Player of the Year into the ball game. Shope dribbles things around. Pioneers start to weave things. Stacy, another 3. 2 for 2 so far is Kennedy Stacy, and it forces a timeout called by Anderson.
Heat check, here we go.
Just a 30-second timeout, but what a hot start for the Pioneers of Transylvania. Stacy has 8 of the 11, and they're 3 for 3 shooting it from downtown.
Man, oh man, I need to fan myself. It's getting hot in here, and it's Kennedy Stacy because she's firing away from everywhere.
That's mid-range, too. That's behind the red line.
Yes, she's feeling it so far. They're going to try. I love what they're trying to do offensively. Transy is they're playing off. They're giving Kellyan a pick early at the top of the key, driving around to look for shooters on the outside. We've seen Shope. We've seen Stacy twice. She hasn't been the one to shoot it, but ball sets that ball screen up at the top, and Kellyan works with it. She can get down low if she wants or kick it out, and so far they've knocked those shots down.
The only points that were not a three-pointer was that steal in the backcourt from the full-court pressure. Last night, Transylvania had, you mentioned it in the pregame, 17 points off of turnovers, and Anderson only had 6 against Bluffton.
Anderson only had 8 second chance points as well, as we talked about, 16 for Transy. And, you know, this ball, full-court ball pressure, if you will, is really causing them, you're making them work hard from square one, Anderson. So that takes away a lot of the shot clock as well when they get down there. That stress of trying to get into their offense, there's a lot less time to work with.
There's the second horn, and finally we can inbound the basketball from the timeout. Keeping up with the pressure, lob pass, dangerous. Kellyan able to tip it smartly back to a teammate. Shope, a tough drive, can't get the bounce, but it finds the hands of Kellyan, who's swatted by Moore.
Kellyan got the rebound, but like you said, blocked by the Defensive Player of the Year, and then just like that, another turnover on the other end.
Ravens were able to dodge a bullet, but they give it right back to the Pioneers. Kellyan, a tough take, her first points.
Kellyan doing a great job there. She looked like she might have got tripped, but still got all the way to the bucket for the layup.
Madison Kellyan coming off one of her best games of the season, scoring 28 points, notching 6 three-pointers.
Boy, Anderson needs a bucket in the worst way. They're probably going to go down to Moore.
It's another tremendous first quarter for Transylvania. It was 22-11 after quarter number 1 against Rose-Hulman. Kellyan with a nice drive. Ball. Can't make that 3. Pilot with the board will set the pace.
Boy, that pressure defense is just intense.
Dellinger, tough drive and a wild shot. And brings in a foul afterwards, reaching in on ball.
That's a frustration foul. She can't really find any space to get a shot off, and you can tell it's kind of a wild shot down there. Then trying to make something happen in a steal. Picked up the foul, her first. Team first. Again, we play 4 quarters in women's college basketball. 5 fouls in a quarter sends you to the free throw line.
Kellyan, Thornton had the advantage. Got a nice push from behind by Moore.
Daisha Thornton will go to the free throw line. She struggles a little bit here at the free throw line, but again, They're up already 13-0.
First free throw is off the mark. 6 in the conference is Transylvania at 67%.
Next year really is, to be honest with you, is the year for this squad because Kellyan's the only senior. All 4 of their starters are juniors.
Shipley falls down. Stacy gets a steal. That's 2 more fast break points for Kennedy Stacy.
Feet got tangled up there. That's a tough call. Tough no call there. Not much you can do as Stacy was trying to back off.
Shipley hands off to Taylor. Spin move in the lane. Opens up a three-point attempt. That banks in. First bucket finally, and it's Bryn Bird who comes in off the bench and knocks it down.
Bryn Beard with the bank shot. I don't think banks are open this late on Saturdays.
Beard did not score at all in their game last night. Schopp answers with a 3 of her own.
My goodness. This is unbelievable how well they're shooting.
4 3-pointers hit. A little over halfway through the first quarter, and they've already scored 19 points. Turnover.
Man, their defensive intensity is unbelievable.
Schopp gets behind the defense. Thornton's second chance, and one.
Oh, my goodness. They're one to put this one away early.
Deja Thornton a chance at a 3-point play. It couldn't have been a more hot start. That was a key to the game we talked about for the Ravens. And all of a sudden, I mean, you're barely 5 minutes into this game, 6 minutes, and you're already in an 18-point hole.
It hasn't been a tidal wave. It's been a tsunami, to be completely honest with you. And Coach Jin's looking for any kind of answer. He's got Cole Klusser in now. He's also brought in, who else did he bring in? He brought Schaefer back in, looking for any lineup that'll work.
Shipley able to get around a double team. It's now a triple team. Stacy was out of bounds when she tried to deflect it from Shipley. So the Ravens are able to keep it. This defense is something to talk about. We love talking about the offense, obviously. It's impressive when you put up 22 first quarter points with still 4 minutes left to go. And you create turnovers like this one and hold your opponent to just one made three-pointer.
Yeah, and don't forget also right now from Hanover, Hanover is taking on Franklin in the men's championship.
The coach and Troy D have that game from Hanover College. Lob pass down low. Good offense, but Thornton couldn't convert.
That was right there. It was a great pass, too.
Shipley quickly across the floor. Moore has it. Trying to get her involved. Nice drive by Moore, but too strong off the glass. Gets her own rebound. Moore this time will put it up. The shot is no good.
There's a lid on the bucket for Anderson.
And when it rains, it pours.
Yes, yes, it does.
In one way for Transylvania, they just can't stop scoring. For Anderson, they just can't score at all.
And there's that size advantage again as Schopp snags the rebound.
Ball will work down low. Too strong with the right hand. A good-looking possession from Transylvania will unfortunately end in nothing.
That was a great move by her to get down into the lane and try the drop step. Just a little bit too strong off the backboard, as we'll see some substitutions for Transy as well.
Kennedy Harris is in for the Pioneers. Emily Teal, a freshman, checks into the ball game. Right now, the 5 on the floor for Anderson is Dillinger, Moore, Schaefer, Pallett, and then you have Cole Klusser.
Yeah, Kellyan, Stacy, Harris, Teal, and Thornton for Transy.
Dillinger controls the basketball. Lexi yet to get a shot off. She's looking for some space. Wild shot is up, and it's an air ball. Stacy across the timeline.
This has to be the longest quarter of Coach Jin's life.
Too strong on the three from Stacy, and Moore with a tough rebound, coming off a double-double, 20 points, 15 rebounds last night. Nice drive. Layup is good for Colclusser.
The freshman from Roanoke, Indiana, Huntington North High School.
Harris with a nice screen from Thornton, able to set up that perfect three-point look.
5 3-pointers in the first quarter for the Pioneers. Goodness gracious.
Last night they shot 13 of 30. 48% total amongst all field goals as a team. Good drive by Pallett, and what a finish for Cassie Pallett with the left.
They're finding some lanes, getting straight to the rim. You know, Coach Folks, we'll talk about that at the end of the quarter.
Identical set here with Teal setting a screen for Killian. Nice floater, rims out. It finds her again, going right at Moore. Stays patient and waits to rise up.
Madison Killian, what a great player. From Cynthiana, Kentucky, just down the road a few miles.
This time having to kick things out is Colclusser. Bad pass. Dillinger couldn't handle it.
Schultz back in for Transy. Shipley in. Taylor back in for Anderson.
We said earlier we thought Killian was the only senior, but she's also a junior, so she's coming back.
Oh, really?
Shope is a senior.
Shope is a senior, my bad. Bringard is a senior, too.
There's 2 seniors on this roster. That is tough to think about if you are another member of this HCAC. 2 clanks off of the rim. Shot is no good. Shot clock and game clock are even, but Shipley wastes no time trying to do it all on her own.
Kennedy Stacy with the defense, picked her pocket clean.
And Stacy smartly dribbles things around, takes off a little bit more clock. Turnaround jumper in the lane, won't go. Dillinger hits the timeline at 10. Stacy falls over, offensive foul.
Kennedy Stacy is playing some serious D tonight.
Dillinger can't believe it. That's personal foul number 2. Transylvania will have 4.5.
Worth is in for the first time for Transy, as is Corneliuson.
Stacy making sure she's got her girls in the right spot. Worth will grab it near the midcourt line. Dribbles right into the lane, going right to the bucket, and rolls in for Sadie Worth. What a way to end the first quarter. 29 points for the Pioneers. They lead by 22 heading to the second quarter. You're watching the HCAC Women's Basketball Championship game on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN. 10 first quarter points for Kennedy Stacy, and 10 combined between Madison Killian and Grace Shope. A terrific start to this championship game, trying to make it 4 in a row are the Pioneers.
On the other side, in the men's game, halfway through the first half, Hanover leads Franklin 19-16.
Pallett sees a lane, lost the handle on it.
Looked like Killian maybe got a hand in there to knock it away to prevent the easy bucket. Well, they brought Dillinger back in.
She does start the second quarter. Just one field goal, and it was a tough shot. Trying to put it up was Dillinger. Taylor, nice shot fake. Runner tries to use the glass, can't do it. Stacy. Pioneers look like they get out of sync just a touch, but Killian with a nice screen used by Thornton finds ball in the corner. 3-pointers off the mark, and Stacy fights for the rebound. She'll put up a 3 of her own. It's not going to go. Almost banked it in.
Boy, Lakin Ball's going to get one of those to drop eventually.
Taylor gives it back to Shipley. Her three's too strong.
The body language doctor is here to say it does not look good for Anderson. They're a little bit frustrated by everything going on. Coach Jin's got his work cut out for him to keep them in this game mentally.
Thornton steps out. Killian, her first 3. She was draining them like nothing in pregame.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Dillinger thought about a 3. Nice extra pass in the corner. Pallett.
And what great defense by Transy.
Good drive by Taylor. We didn't see that a lot from McKinley Taylor last night. She went 3 of 9 from downtown.
And she played more around the circle out on the wing, but they'll take anything they can get right now.
Thornton. Nobody gets out on her, so she'll put up a 3. That's the 3rd or 4th time where a deep shot from Transy nearly bounces back in off the original bounce of the rim. Meanwhile, Killian thought she got fouled, but they got called for a travel.
Got tangled up there.
Pressure isn't letting up anytime soon.
Nope.
Worth is set to check back in for Transy. Taylor. Killian comes over to double. Pallett sees an opening, but put it up too strong.
They have had some looks down close with an ability to knock it down, but just can't get it to go.
Stacy yet again. Kennedy Stacy has 3 triples.
Whew. Again, somebody get a fire extinguisher.
Stacy's got 13 points more. She can answer with a mid-range J.
Her first bucket of the night.
Somebody who's definitely going to have to get going for this John Ginn offense. Played such a big factor late in the game for Anderson to complete that comeback in the 4th quarter. Nice read by Moore. Nearly came away with a steal, and look who it finds. Of course, it's Kennedy Stacy.
It's going to be one of those nights, apparently.
Foul on the handoff between Taylor and Pallett.
I'll give that to Daisha Thornton.
Killian will take a break for just a brief moment. Taylor at the elbow. Going right at Thornton, trying to draw a foul. Anderson fans were looking for one.
Coach Jin was asking the same thing.
Stacy. Uh-oh.
Heat check. Oh, my goodness.
Has she missed yet?
I don't know.
Maybe once. Maybe just once. It's 40-11.
This is like Steph Curry at the All-Star game.
Transylvania has eclipsed 100 points in a game once this season. They've gone over 93 times.
Well, Stacy just got her second foul. But apparently she's not going to go to the bench as Cole Klusser checks back in for Anderson.
The scoreboard just has one for Stacy.
Oh, okay. I might have marked one for. Does Shope have one?
Thornton and Killian each have a personal.
Okay.
That's the 3 team fouls for Transy.
My bad.
Shipley was able to beat everybody on the left side of the floor. The shot just isn't there. Stacy from the right wing this time.
Oh, my. Folks, you are watching a performance for the ages.
And we're only in the second quarter.
We're barely halfway through the second quarter, and she's got 21.
She has half, basically, of the 43 points. It is turning into the Kennedy Stacy show. Dillinger was looking for something. We have a foul. Dillinger and Stacy. There was some contact there. Dillinger says she didn't touch her, and Stacy hit the deck hard.
To the floor.
You could hear that noise from up here. That's number 3 on Dillinger, too.
As if you needed to motivate Stacy anymore.
Coach Jin wants an explanation. Actually, we'll get a break here at Transylvania.
Give me some emotion.
There's a good way to start. He calls a turnover. Schaefer is wide open. Just put it off the glass too strong. Shope looking for a place to go. Drive, kick, Worth. No good. Worth is there to get a steal almost.
There's that defense by Stacy again, and she is loving every bit of this. She is under every person's skin in that Ravens lineup and enjoying it at the fullest.
Now she's going to take a seat. First action for Carly Holly of Anderson. She's in after the turnover by Beard.
I mean, it has been the Kennedy Stacy show.
Flare screen for Harris. Good defense from Anderson. Driving in, lost the handle. Thornton got a bump from somebody.
I think it's going to be on Holly.
Box set from Transy. Throw it into Thornton. Ball with a nice shot fake. Offensive rebound, second chance. Thornton loses it and loses it the second time ultimately, and now it'll go over to Anderson.
43-11. My goodness. I mean, Anderson scored 22 points in the fourth quarter last night.
Stifling defense. It's a 26-point margin on average this year for Transylvania. They average 76 points and just 50 to their opponents.
What's been more impressive tonight for you, their offense or their defense?
It's been the defense. Oh, well, No, it's got to be the offense because the offense is, they're just hitting everything. And then defensively, Anderson just has it's been a lot of one-and-done type of possessions.
Yeah.
And they've been able to force some turnovers, but the offense has been spectacular for the Pioneers. Kolklesser finds a cutting Holly. Good work between those two. I think a foul will keep it on this side of the floor.
I think that may be on Thornton. No, they're going to give it to Lake and Ball, excuse me.
Ever since that instance with Dillinger, she has been on the bench. Moore checks out.
29 points in the first quarter, only 14 here in the second. 14-4 in the second quarter so far.
Nice cut at the elbow. Left it short on that shot from Beard.
Cornelissen back in.
Worth. Little hesitation move again. She finishes on that side of the rim.
She loves going straight to the rim.
That's how she finished the first quarter, right at the buzzer. Nice pass over the defense. Holly. We did not see anything from her last night, but here she is getting second quarter play.
Like I said, we've discussed this already. Looking for puzzle pieces that fit together is Coach Jin.
Good cut. There's Killian.
Might have got away with a walk there.
Nothing going right for the side of the Ravens. Minute 40 left to go in the second quarter. Taylor throws up a prayer, and it's answered with a foul.
That's the second on Lake and Ball.
Schaefer checks in.
Teal checks in for Transy as well. Shipley at the scorer's table.
Around and out for Taylor. These are the first free throws shot in this ballgame for Anderson. Last night they shot 19, hit 13 of them. Taylor hits the back end.
And that's the one thing Transy didn't do well last night. They're only 7 of 14 from the free throw line last night. Didn't seem to matter. They play defense like this, they're going to be tough to beat in the tournament.
Killian just makes it look easy.
Way too easy. That's ridiculous. We got a 50-burger in the first half.
On pace for the century mark. Another quick empty possession for Anderson. Handoff with Worth. Cornelissen. Batted away by Taylor.
Under a minute to go here.
Some space for Pallett. Hands off with Schaefer. Shipley has been on attack mode for most of this first half, but no points to show for. Taylor on a drive with Schaefer. Transy wanted a double dribble. It ends up being a three made by Cassie Pallett.
It's a big bucket for them.
No shot clock. Transy will have the final 18 seconds to hold for one. Killian in that same spot. She just hit one. Runs into her own girl. 5 seconds for Transy. Killian drives in. Pull-up jumper. No good. First half buzzer sounds. A 33-point lead is what the Pioneers will have heading to the locker room. They can smell their fourth straight conference championship. They lead at 50-17 over the Anderson Ravens.
just an unbelievable offensive performance so far. I would not want to be in that Anderson locker room at halftime.
The second half is coming up. We will have an interview at halftime. Stay tuned for that with Sean. You're watching the HCAC Women's Basketball Championship on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
How do you prepare for a future that will be different than anyone can imagine? At Bluffton University, the answer is through the Bluffton Blueprint, a foundation which creates a core of resiliency. Featuring both traditional classroom learning and experiential components, the Bluffton Blueprint pushes you to look at your major and future in unexpected ways. With a 98% placement rate within 6 months of graduation, the Bluffton Blueprint provides a framework for life. Schedule your visit at bluffton.edu. At our founding in 1899, Bluffton's first president shared these words: "Let us expect great things." More than 120 years later, Bluffton University is consistently recognized for our quality and affordability. With 94 programs of study, 18 athletic teams, and more than 60 student organizations, Bluffton University will prepare you for life. Schedule your visit today at bluffton.edu.
Hi, I'm Darius Spokey. I'm from Sydney, Ohio. I'm a math education major here at Bluffton University. So becoming a Scholar Mentor, I was really excited to go on the great adventure. Being able to be around the first year students here at Bluffton University and see them grow and meet new people was really exciting for me. We were in the National Park and we actually got a hike to a waterfall. We also were able to hike up to the highest point in the Smokies. It was a great time in Klingman's Dome. As we started looking out, it's a weird sight to see. I have a big fear of heights. And looking out, I was almost kind of scared, but then I realized I'm not going to have another view like this in my entire life for the most part. And I just had to take it all in, and especially with Bluffton giving us this opportunity. So for the second experience, we actually were going ziplining. And going in, I was really nervous. And you saw a lot of students rooting each other on. If you were scared or nervous, they were telling you, it's going to be all right, I'll jump off with you. I know my partner, for instance, I was scared and she was like, well, do you want to go at the same time? I'll do a countdown. The third and final experience we had was actually a solitude experience. We were able to sit there by ourselves and not have our phones, not have any social media, nothing that was going to get in our minds, and it was just us thinking about things. Those big questions I was actually talking about were as simple as, who am I and what is my purpose? And I know for a lot of students, they're really searching for that here. You come to Bluffton in your first year, you're really searching what am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? And it was nice to be able to, even for myself, think about that. It's really nice to see students who hadn't talked much before talk with one another. They're really excited going into the rest of this first semester, and they just want to finish it because they know that they can do it after this experience.
There she was, Paula Pulowski, always in purple. Every day I tried to get her attention.
Hey, do you want to sit together at lunch? Because I thought since our lockers were so close. Oh, okay. Tomorrow works too.
And every day.
Okay. Okie dokie.
So I did the only thing left to do.
Oh, I like your purple braces.
Thank you, White Greer and Maggard Orthodontics.
My name is Samantha Huber. I'm a national security, political science, and criminal justice major. Coming out of high school, what I really wanted in a college was somewhere that I could pursue both political science, journalism, and also just the national security aspect of things, or security studies, but also that had lacrosse, because I really wanted to play lacrosse. And so I found that AU had all of those things, and that really attracted me to it. So over the summer, I lived and worked in DC for a little bit at US Customs and Border Protection in their Office of Intelligence, working to support intelligence products about migration and human smuggling from Lebanon and Syria. I wanted to do something that actually made a tangible difference and actually dealt with bigger issues. Not that other things aren't important, but I just wanted to do something where I could see the impact it would really make. Just working in both on the journalism side of things and then also on the government side of things, I've just been able to see how those two ends need to work together to really balance each other out and actually work well, and why they're both needed. So I'm the kind of person who's always looking for ways to better myself and to grow as a person and a student, and AU is definitely the best place to do that.
Transylvania is a home away from home. You really do form a community when you arrive here on campus, almost from the first day, honestly.
It's really cool that you can walk across campus on any day and run into faculty or your friends. And I think that really just binds us as a community.
I always thought I wanted to go to a big school, but as soon as I came, I realized the importance of having a personalized education.
I quickly realized how much of a relationship with the professor all the students had, and I could tell that they could just go to the professor for anything they needed, and I really liked that.
You're not a number in a crowd. You really have a personalized experience here, and also when you leave Transy, you're the best in your field.
At Transylvania, you get so many opportunities. You are going to be able to explore your passion in science. You're going to be able to be a part of a play, and you're going to do it in a really exciting community.
It has been one place where I've never stopped working. I've never stopped going between places and having things to do. Sometimes I find myself overcommitted, but I think that's a tribute to how many opportunities there are at Transy.
Being in Lexington specifically is amazing, and having so many opportunities to reach out from Transy's bubble into the Lexington community is something that I wouldn't have gotten at another institution.
My job is so rewarding. I have students that come into my office and I really feel like I can make a difference.
They become creative, they become intellectually nimble, good at dealing with lots of situations.
If I had to describe my Transy experience in one word, it would definitely be personal.
Stimulating,
well-rounded,
worth it.
Location, location, location.
Transformational,
life-changing.
Back on the campus at Transylvania University, it is the HCAC 2020 Women's Basketball Championship, and so far it has been all Pioneers. They lead Anderson 50-17. Joining me now is Stacy Ledoux, the assistant Commissioner of the Heartland Conference. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for covering our championship. We're so happy to have you on board, and you're doing such a great job of elevating what we're putting out at the HCAC, so thank you.
We have had nothing but great relations, and just everything that we have encountered with the Heartland Conference has been top-notch, and so we really appreciate that. I think one of the things you need to put in perspective to people here, it's a two-part question, put into perspective to people is how great D3 athletics are, for one, and second, the work it takes to put on a tournament like this.
Oh, sure. Well, we're so lucky. We have great membership within the HCAC, and the membership really steps up when it's time to host a tournament, and Transy does a great job, and you see that. Soups to nuts, they do everything, and it looks phenomenal, and we're really appreciative of that. And Division III athletics is just as competitive as the other levels. These players have skill. They're in the gym every day, all day, working out, doing all the same things that the higher divisions are doing, and doing it on a different level. But it's still just as competitive. These athletes are putting in just as much work and a full class load. You don't see that at some of the other divisions. There's not the emphasis on academics, and especially within our schools in the Heartland Conference, there's a big focus on academics. And so these student athletes are doing it both. They're getting it done in the classroom and on the court. I'm a member of the COSIDA Academic All-American Voting Committee, and I saw two of the players on the court they got all-region, and they're up for national COSIDA Academic All-Americans. And that takes being great on the court, but also being great in the classroom, and a couple of girls with above 3.95s. And we're talking about players of the year here, not just people on the bench. So they're doing it all.
That's pretty cool. And something that's really kind of been fascinating and exciting for me is everybody we've been involved with, every interview we've had in all three games, the people we've dealt with here at Transy, all women. Talk about the growth of women in higher levels of authority in sports in NCAA.
Well, women get it done.
That is true. That is true.
No, we're blessed. Within our league, we recognize talent, whether it's a male or female, and those individuals are really stepping up to the plate right now and getting it done and doing a great job. Holly Sheely here at Transy, the athletic director, another female. And it takes females empowering and championing other females to get them up the ranks, and we do a really nice job of that within the Heartland.
It's been fantastic. How hard is it for you not to have rooting interest because you graduated from Transy?
I don't go around saying that. I don't have a banner or anything on my car. When I took this position, I'm in my third year, I said it felt like I was coming home. I was up in Rochester, New York, which was a great experience, but I was just happy to come back to the Heartland, come back to the Midwest. We jokingly call it Midwest Nice. But this feels like home, and it's not just when I'm at Transy, which is where I graduated, but anywhere I step on campus in the league, it's a family environment. We have our hashtag, the Heart of D3, and we mean it because all these programs have heart. We all are just collegial and care about each other, and it's just a wonderful place to be.
Well, thank you so much for everything you've done for us and for the conference. You continue to do for the conference. We really appreciate it and hope to see more down the road.
Thank you, and hopefully we get to see some more great basketball, and thank you guys for covering it.
That is Stacy Ledoux, the Assistant Commissioner of the Heartland Conference, and we will take a break real quick here before we start the second half. You're watching the Women's Basketball Championship, HCAC.TV.
Bringing home the Batman calzone from Little Caesars might make you feel like Batman. But could you really be the Batman?
A little help here!
Never mind. But at least the new Batman calzone with a calzone crust will make you feel like you're a superhero. The Batman in theaters March 4th.
Pizza.
Second half is about to get underway here in Lexington, Kentucky on Don Lane Court. This court has been owned by the Pioneers after 20 minutes so far, but there's still 20 left to go before we crown an HCAC champion. Sean Kroll, Jarrett Lewis with you here, HCAC.TV and Indiana SRN. Same Starting 5 for both sides, except Moore will start this second half for Anderson. Shipley will begin on the bench for the Ravens. Pioneers get a second chance opportunity. Ball on the drive. Killian, a quiet first half by her standards. Here's a third chance upcoming for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Ball's taking both shots, and then I think they're going to get Shope over the back.
Killian had 12 points in that first half, but it seemed like a quiet 12 compared to what Kennedy Stacy was able to do, knocking down 5 3-pointers. She's got 21 points.
Is Daisha Thornton having issues with her shoe, got stepped on. But I feel so bad for Lakin Ball. She's got a good form. She just can't get the 3 ball to go down. Is the pressure still there?
Taylor gets a bump from Shope, and now each team picking up. Actually, no, Transy has both of the first 2 whistles of the second half.
Both on Shope.
Coach John Jan, we saw it towards the end of that second quarter. He wants to see better effort, better fight from the 5 ladies he has out on the court. Can't begin things with that Taylor shot. Kennedy Stacy, the talk of that first half. Hands off to Killian. That 3 won't go. Those 2 were able to combine for 33 of the 50. Dellinger looks to get going. First points for Dellinger. I just realized that.
Yeah, it is. Maybe the change of ends does something different. Who knows?
Seemed like a lid was on this side of the floor that Transy is heading towards. Killian off of a weave, sees a double team come over, and somehow still has the basketball within her grasp. Stacy, my goodness.
Wow.
Kennedy Stacy still has the hot hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I don't think that's going away anytime soon. And she didn't have much space there either. Nice look to Moore.
Great passing by the Ravens as Transy transitioned into a zone look that time.
We'll have to see what record for 3-pointers in a championship game is. She's got to be close.
Last night, Stacy knocked down just 1 3. Shope, she'll try a 3. Off the mark to the left, Moore with another rebound. Pallett up the floor, dangerous pass.
Oh, they're saying Thornton touched it.
Thornton didn't think so. And Ball wanted to take the ball from out of bounds.
They're going to let Dillinger take it out of bounds.
Moore kicks it back out. Pallett on a drive. Nice move and the speed from Cassie Pallett.
They're trying to make sure and double team both Moore and Dillinger there. Pallett saw the space, went to the bucket and got a bucket. Well, I'd say that twice.
Bucket, got a bucket.
Bucket for bucket.
They don't go out on Thornton. They do slightly on Ball, and they better get out on Stacy. One of her rare misses. There's Thornton, offensive rebound and the putback.
You can tell that one was coming off a little short off of Stacy's hands from our vantage point, but second chance points matter.
Something Transylvania had some success with last night. 16 second chance points. Moore, jump stop at the block, left it short.
Nice defense by Ball, going straight up in the air. Shipley heading to the bench to come in for the Ravens.
Killian from the free throw line. Something you don't see very often with this Transy offense. Shooting mid-range jumpers, but they could still hit from those spots.
Was that Madison Killian or was that DeMar DeRozan? I don't know.
Dellinger sees Shope come in, and she was trying to shield her off and got too much contact.
Shope 3 quick fouls here in the third quarter, and she turned to Coach Folks and says, "I'm
Do not
fine.
take me out.
I am fine."
And all Coach Folks could do is crack a smile.
Shipley in for Taylor.
Taylor just 3 points, and obviously it's not anybody's night for Anderson so far. Dillinger, they bring the double team over. Moore trying to go right to left crossover, dribbled it off of her leg.
Nice move there by Kellyanne to slow down, didn't have control of it, wanted to keep that possession.
Kellyanne gets an armbar from Shipley, who had just checked into the ball game, and now another substitution as Cole Klesser comes onto the floor.
Pallett's played pretty well tonight.
Lob pass, Thornton. Shipley was ready for it, but it's still in the grasp of the Pioneers. Thornton did not cleanly put it up, and there was a chance miss there for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I don't think she got full control of it before she went up to try and put it in the basket.
We were talking during the halftime period if Transylvania, they're not going to let up necessarily, but are they going to be as full throttle as they were in the first half with this massive advantage?
They're still double teaming Dillinger.
She's able to get it off. Cole Klesser finds an open Moore across the court. Tipped around. Stacy has a rebound, but it was Schaefer who went over the back and picks up the personal.
Second team foul.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 34-point lead for Transylvania as we're halfway through quarter number 3. Some of the stars for Transylvania right there in your picture as Stacy, I think Thornton had something in her eye and Stacy was trying to blow it out.
She can do it all. Halftime from the men's championship. Hanover 45, Franklin at 40.
Similar situation over there in Hanover. Franklin is a 6 seed.
Yes.
And Hanover is the 1 seed. Much closer game up north in Indiana.
Pretty good crowd here tonight.
Good turnout for the Transylvania side. Much more fans here tonight than what they had last night.
There's even a group over here on this side by us as well.
It's definitely 80% Transy over Anderson. Nice move over the left shoulder by Lakin Ball. She finally gets something to fall.
That drop step move is nice.
Taylor kicks things out. 3 from the right wing, 2 strong from Cole Klesser. Stacy, a swift pace back up the floor. Ball, nice pick and roll, back-to-back buckets for Ball.
That was a really nice set right there.
Ball's starting to find a groove much closer to the bucket. Nice move initially by Shipley, but nowhere to go with it. Trying another 3. 2 strong yet again is Cole Klesser. Stacy with her head up the floor. Shope off of a screen. They use Ball again. She left it short. Much better defense from Anderson this time. And a jump ball with the arrow going to the Ravens.
Yeah, much better help defense there on ball as she got down to the lane. Jump ball goes to Anderson.
2 substitutions for the Ravens. Bryn Beard has checked in, as has Pallett back into the ball game. And the first action tonight on the side of Transylvania for Sydney Wright.
She's a 5'10 sophomore from Cynthiana, Kentucky. Same school as Madison Kellyan.
Deep 3 by Dellinger.
They have stifled her tonight. She cannot get anything going.
2 points in this quarter, and that's all. Pioneers seem content. Thornton seems content with trying that 3. Wright just checked in, already making an impact with an offensive rebound. You can see Stacy wants another one. It's up, too strong this time. Last touch by Dellinger.
Trying to work off that pick from Ball. Had to get it up and over as Moore checks back in. Couldn't quite get it to go down.
Stacy scored 10 points in the first quarter, 11 in quarter number 2.
Don't you think if you're leading at half, you should be able to choose which end you want to shoot at in the second half?
It's a good idea. Ball gets fouled.
I should suggest that.
That is a huge advantage to the halftime leading team.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, because they were unconscious down here. Like, let's keep shooting at that rim.
They're still, able to score. They have 1 3 to talk about this quarter as opposed to 4 or 5 that they've made in each of the previous 2 quarters.
Lakin Ball with a good third quarter.
Pioneers made 5 threes in the first and 5 threes in the second as Ball goes 2 for 2.
Coach Ginn still working the referees.
It ain't over till it's over.
Hey, standing up first team. Got to love that.
That's right. He wants his players to fight, too.
Yeah, Transy is just making sure anybody else but Dillinger beats him.
Dillinger, quick catch and shoot. Good looking shot there for Alexi Dillinger. Some of the Anderson fans trying to get their club fired up. There's a good looking offensive possession for the Ravens. Here's a steal now. Pallett read it the whole way. Able to dish. Killian. Nice move there by Pallett.
Cordeliuson back in.
Killian off of a screen. She's been cold of late. Misses her last 3 threes.
Yeah, it must be that end. I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember how it was last night. As Taylor finishes, a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. How the 2 games went last night, if one end was more favorable than the other.
Schopenworth in, as is Bringard.
First action for Grace Bringard. Taylor able to connect. Anderson has only put up 3 free throws this entire ballgame. They're 2 of 3. Not too much to talk about either on the side of Transylvania, as they are 4 of 5. Sydney Wright wide open. Off the mark. She knew it the whole way. Brengard with an offensive rebound, and she got fouled.
Give it to Pallett.
And at this stage of the game, how this game has been going, starters who are now on the bench watching these reserve players get in. You have Brengard out there. You have Wright. You have Corneliuson right here. You see things like that happen.
Yep.
And that's when you see a much enthusiastic bench. Girls are really starting to get into it, seeing these reserve players out there showing out.
Bench mob shows up.
Nice pass, blocked by Bringard.
Oh.
Up the floor, passes too long for Shope.
You know, those players practice hard against the starters, and they're cheering when the starters are in the game, so the starters want to make sure and give them love when they're outscoring on the court as well.
Final 40 seconds start to wind down in this third quarter. Down low, over the left. Another block by Bringard.
Return to sender.
Corneliuson wants to slow things down. Coach Folks. Bringard gets off a pass, right. Outside to Worth. 6 on the shot clock. Wright will shoot it at 6 and hits the corner 3. Sydney Wright ends the third quarter on a high note for Transylvania. Nothing new for these Pioneers as they lead by 38 going to the fourth and final quarter. You're watching the HCAC Women's Basketball Championship game on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Pioneers were able to outscore Anderson yet again in that third quarter, 19-14. They lead it 69-31. A lot of times in games, 69 is a decent mark to reach to try to win a game.
Yes.
But for the Pioneers, this isn't any new news. This team scores the basketball a lot and a chance at perhaps reaching that 90 or even 100-point mark with how the trend of this game has been going for them. And they will begin with the basketball going back to this side of the court. All reserves out there. Worth, Corneliuson, Wright, Bringard. That pass is tipped away from her. And starting the fourth quarter for Transylvania also is Maddie Benjamin. Pallett, a lot of space. Knocks down that tray.
Pallett's had a great game. She's got 12. I think she's the leading scorer for Anderson.
Coming into this tournament, Anderson was the number one team in the conference at shooting threes, 33%. Transylvania does not look like the fifth team in the conference here tonight. Dellinger, step back three, well off the mark. Long rebound, nearly able to save it was Kolklusser. Nice hustle by the freshman. Bringard trying to get out of some trouble. Extra pass, Worth wide open, in and out. Bringard, offensive rebound, that's no good. Second chance for her. Tipped around, Taylor and Corneliuson tie things up.
Boy, Bringard got a couple of shots down there low, just could not get one to fall. My goodness. It says she's 5'9", but I'll tell you what, she looks a whole lot taller than that. That's for sure, because they have Peyton Moore at 6'1", and Bringard looks a lot taller than she is.
Definitely 6'1" at least. Dellinger will try a drive this time. No dice yet again.
Online,
from Louisville, Kentucky. A lot of Kentucky products, just 4 players on the roster from outside of this state.
I must have mistyped it because they have Bringard in their lineup as 6'2".
Nice dish out from Bringard. Can't get the assist, and somebody going over the back of Dillinger.
Corneliuson.
Fouls reset after each quarter, and that's the first one of this one. Transylvania will start to get everybody up off the bench and involved in this final quarter. Taylor with a nice shot fake and drive. Dishes down to Moore, who uses the glass.
She's a solid fundamental ball player.
Her final season, first team all-conference defensive player of the year. Worth, nice feed to Bringard and the finish. Count it plus the foul.
Grace Bringard with the bucket in the and one. Foul's going to be on Moore. Oh, no, they gave it to Colcluster.
Bringard becomes the 10th different player to score tonight for the Pioneers.
McLean Murphy in now for Transy.
That's almost everybody.
5'10" freshman from Paris, Kentucky.
Pallet may have traveled. Moore. That's a tough drive going right at Bringard. Bringard may have some length and some height to her, but Moore's got some muscle, you can see. Took it right to her and is rewarded with some free throws.
You don't usually say this often, and in this, they need to get Bringard into McDonald's. What we've seen so far with her block shots and things, if she could beef up a little bit,
she's on the KD treatment.
There
the KD
it is.
Plan. And she is heavily involved in this offense. A lot of screening and rolling tonight, and some driving and kicking as well. Sadie Worth adds on to the total amount of threes tonight for Transylvania. That's their 14th make from downtown. Whistle and a foul. Dillinger dribbling it cross court.
On Maddie Benjamin, a 5'8" freshman. There's a ton of freshmen on this Transy team. Benjamin, Littlejohn, Worth, Murphy, Corneliuson, Teal. Whew.
Basket was good by Beard.
Another 3 for her.
Anderson is able to crack into 40 points. Worth over to Corneliuson. Long rebound. Pioneers will try to go again. Worth
can tote the rock.
Terrific ball handling.
Yeah.
And a tough drive here. Showing off the speed.
My goodness. From Dixon, Kentucky, 5'4". Only averaging 3 points per game. She's got 9.
This Transy team is full of stars. And it will be a long time coming for HCAC opponents, because this team is stacked.
Yeah. It's reload, not rebuild for the Pioneers.
Closing in on the halfway point of the quarter. Worth and Bringard again working together. Bringard gets the offensive rebound. Putback isn't there.
Does a great job on the offensive glass.
Dillinger between the legs. Nice move by Dillinger. Second three for her tonight.
She's got 8. They give that a 3 or a 2?
Looks like a 2, actually. So just 7 for Dillinger. Nonetheless, a terrific move. Shot clock winds down. Nice shot fake. They get the girl in the air. Corneliuson uses 1-2. Floater, and she got fouled.
They give that to Moore.
And we're under 5 minutes. So a timeout on the floor. 77 is to 44. We will take a timeout with them with 4:25 left to go before we see Transylvania win their 4th consecutive conference championship.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
Sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Look inside the Ravens huddle with first-year head coach John Ginn. He'll have Dillinger, Shipley, Schaefer, Beard, and Holly out onto the floor. 4:25 left to go from Transylvania. And for the Pioneers, we see everybody hit the floor as Aubrey Littlejohn has checked in to the ball game. That is all 14 players.
Getting to play in a championship game, you love those times when you can empty the bench like that because it's all but wrapped up.
Corneliuson, 1 for 2. Nice game for the freshman, Samantha Corneliuson, off of the bench tonight. Set up some screens for Dillinger. Defender trailing. Shipley, a dish down to Schaefer. Nice ball movement for the Ravens. In and out on the shot from Beard.
And Bringard with the board. Kennedy Stacy finishes with 24 points.
Outside, Corneliuson. 3 is strong. Ball exchanges hands a couple times. Little John almost able to score.
And the bench was about to go crazy.
Timeout, just a substitution timeout for Coach Ginn. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. He'll have to take one. Let's take a real quick break. 3:32 left to go in this one from Lexington.
Bringing home the Batman calzone from Little Caesars might make you feel like Batman. But could you really be the Batman?
A little help here!
Never mind. But at least the new Batman calzone with a calzone crust will make you feel like you're a superhero. The Batman in theaters March 4th.
Pizza, pizza.
The Pioneers tonight are going to win their 4th consecutive HCAC championship. No school has ever done something like that in this conference. The 2020s, safe to say, are owned so far by Transylvania. A couple of key notes for the Pioneers. Some of their starters who are not going to come back in. They don't need to. Kennedy Stacy finishes the game with 24 points, 6 made three-pointers. Madison Killian with 14. She had 28 last night. Pretty good two-game span, back-to-back nights for those two.
Got a feeling we may see both those names on the all-tournament team going out. Yeah, I know I'm going out on a limb there. I think you probably will. You might see Peyton Moore as well for Anderson, maybe Dillinger. But Gillig has to be a name you consider as well.
Yes, from Bluffton, most definitely. And then from Rose-Hulman, we saw a terrific offensive game from Jamie Baum.
Freshman, yeah.
24 points for her. She's got a couple more years left in Terre Haute.
She was a player for sure.
Taylor from the top of the key down to the block.
I think there's 6 total. You know, Schopp played well last night. She only had 6 tonight. She could have been considered for it.
Pass down low, tipped away by Taylor. Up the floor, nice pass to Shipley. Threads the defense, there's a foul. This one's going to go against McLean Murphy.
I'll tell you what, I really like Jade Shipley in the way she plays. She's just a bulldog and is not afraid of anybody. And of this Anderson team, I know that just misses. I know that Dillinger was the player of the year, but I'm telling you what, I've been super impressed with Peyton Moore. She is fantastic.
Shipley misses both free throws. They highlight the player of the year, the defensive player of the year. They also have a newcomer of the year, and then the coach of the year.
Folks was coach of the year.
Folks was coach of the year, and perhaps some thought that a Transylvania player could have been in that consideration for player of the year. Shipley, chance at a three-point play.
Was Baum newcomer of the year?
No.
No.
She was not. Now, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I know it was a Hanover player.
Ah, okay.
So, but Baum, I mean, yeah, that's another. Definitely could be considered into that category. But I think perhaps Transylvania may have thought that they could have a player or two in that consideration. They had some first-teamers with Stacy and Killian.
Yeah.
But this is a team. This Transylvania team,
yes.
All 5 girls, is just terrific basketball to watch.
Even more than that, because you've got, Worth comes off the bench, and she's been great. She probably had to make the all freshman team. This Worth has been tremendous.
Cassie Powlett was able to draw that foul. She's got 13 points tonight and is actually Anderson's leading scorer.
From Stevensville, Michigan, Lakeshore High School.
2 for 2 for Powlett.
By the way, we never found out who Kennedy Carter was, Kennedy Stacy's favorite athlete.
Oh, that's right.
I guess I should look that up.
You do that real quick.
I will.
As we wrap up this final 90 seconds, Shipley still going hard. Out of bounds, Pioneers will have possession. It's cool the access that we get doing these HCAC games, how much we can learn about the team, how much we can learn about the coaches. And one of the things was favorite athletes of these Transylvania women's players.
She is a 5'9" forward.
Teal with a deep three.
Kennedy Carter is a 5'9" forward for the Los Angeles Sparks. She played college basketball at Texas A&M.
Dillinger, high off the glass. Final minute.
You know they want to keep it above 30.
Little John won't hit that three. You can see the Transylvania bench.
Yeah, they want everybody to get in the scorebook.
Corneliuson will try to add on to it. She can't. Taylor brings down the rebound. Final 30 seconds. Up to Shipley. She'll try a three. That's no good. Moore will bat it out of bounds. A few substitutions left for Anderson as some of the starters will check out, including a couple of seniors in Cassie Pallett and Lexi Dellinger.
And Peyton Moore.
All three. Nice round of applause for the Ravens fans that have made their way down here to Lexington. And the Pioneers of Transylvania just have one thing left to do, and that's dribble out the rest of this clock and claim their fourth straight HCAC Conference Championship title. The Pioneers are back on top of the mountain yet again as they knock off Anderson 81-51.
What a performance, especially in that first half, by the starting lineup of Transylvania, especially Kennedy Stacy and Madison Kellyan. They were fabulous, and just an absolute dominating performance tonight by the Pioneers.
Stacy, mentioned it a little bit ago. She finishes with 24. Kellyan, 14 points. Those two leading the way for Transylvania. 11 different girls got into the box score for the Pioneers. And they hold the Player of the Year in Lexi Dellinger to just 7 points tonight. Cassie Pallett led the way with 14. Peyton Moore with yet again another double-double. 10 points for her. 8 points for McKinley Taylor. Just too much offense from Transylvania. Too good of defense all around. All players in the starting five or whatever five that Coach Folk's out there, they can stretch the floor, they can shoot, they can drive, they can play tremendous all-ball defense. It's just such a well-put-together team here in Transylvania.
Yeah, you can't really focus on one person because if you try, in the first half, if you try and stop Kennedy Stacy, then Kellyan takes over, and Kellyan, in the game yesterday, same thing, and then you've got Lakin Ball who can shoot the three, but she can also do the drop step down low, and they're just, and to me tonight, as much as we talked about Kennedy Stacy and Kellyan offensively, their defense was just absolutely suffocating. They were out. It was chum in the water for them, and all they wanted to do was stop. I mean, for crying out loud, they had 17 points in the first half is what they gave up. Whew.
Well, the teams they play against only average 50 points a game. They hold 51 to Anderson in the championship game. Now, you can obviously expect, you can throw the seeding, you can throw the records out the windows. You are going to expect the best basketball from your opponent this late into the tournament, and yet again, you still put on a clinic both offensively and defensively, holding the Ravens to 51.
Yeah, it is. And that this is the third game they've beaten Anderson by at least 30 points, and Transy's just a machine, and hopefully they can carry it on into the national tournament as we get set for the all-tournament team and the conference MVP with Stacey Ledoux down on the court.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to present the 2022 HCAC Basketball Championship Award. On behalf of the Harvard Police Athletic Conference, please Ledoux. At this time, we will recognize members of the HCAC All-Tournament team. From Brockton, Brianna Gillett. From Rose Coleman, Jamie Ball. From Anderson, number 10, Lexi Dellinger. From Anderson, number 24, From Transylvania, number 5, Madison Kevin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 HCAC Basketball Championship MVP. From Transylvania, number 24, At this time, we would like to recognize the HCAC Tournament runners-up. Congratulations to the Anderson Ravens. Please go to the table to take the game ball. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Anderson Ravens of runner for the tournament 2022. Again, congratulations to the Anderson Ravens on a great season. And your tournament. And now, your HCAC Tournament Champions. Congratulations to the Transylvania Pioneers. Please come forward to receive the HCAC Tournament Trophy and banner. Second, Grace Brewer.